Please go ahead. This is open for discussion.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm Himanjali Rimri. I'm doing my bachelor's in biotechnology from Shivnagari University.
Yeah.
So I'm from a 4-year program. It's called Bachelor's in Research in Biotechnology. So I am interested in this program because of the research aspect to it. And my mother is an Ayurvedic physician, so I've always wanted to do this do research in Ayurveda. So I want to talk about the thesis project that's towards the end of so how is one able to choose the project? Is it something the faculty there is already working on, or can we come up with a new project on our own?
Yeah, Dr. Megha, do you want to answer this? Okay, so this research program, research project, you can decide based on your interest, and you can consult the faculties in TDU, where they will help you to design your research project, which is of your interest, which like what area that you are interested. As I said, this is an MSc Life Science, so Life Science has so many diverse areas, starting with not only health science. You can think of some botany related questions, or some fundamental biochemistry or molecular biology questions, or you can have some translational research questions, whatever it is. So this you can design with the help of our faculties in TDU, and then they will help you to find the best collaborative partner in India or abroad, so that it will be a kind of a mutually discussed and designed program. Okay, so that you can identify the best place in the country, and it is not necessary that you will be doing this program only in TDU. You can go and do this in any other institute in India or anywhere in the world. Okay.
Yeah, so Vishnu, her question was that whether she got a freedom to select the topic. I think he got a freedom to select topic.
Yes, yes, it is student centric. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So you can go to our website and you can apply for this program, and then in that also we have that question, like what is your research interest. So from that time onwards, you can start thinking on that. Thank you. Yeah, please.
So myself, Monisha, I'm from Mumbai. So here what you have said is like we have to apply for this. Is there any entrance exam or such as that we are going to get selected, or otherwise by applying for application form we are itself selected, or we have to come across any entrance exams?
Yeah, there is no entrance examination this year, but we have a limited number of seats, that is 30 seats. And we are getting more application forms now. So we will have some kind of a selection procedure that will be through interview kind of a thing. There is no entrance examination. There is no written examination, but there will be a selection process. It's not that everybody who applied will get a seat for this program. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and I forgot to add one thing, and this program allows for those who have completed their professional degrees like IBBS or BAMS or degrees like that, they can, if they are interested, or if they want to quit this program after 1 year, they can quit this program with a PG diploma in Ayurveda biology. And this is not applicable for BSc or 10 plus 2 plus 3 year BSc students, this is not applicable. This is only for professional degree graduates. They can quit the program with a PG diploma in Ayurveda biology. Any other questions? We have Dr. Subramanya Kumar, Associate Professor. Dr. Subramanya Kumar is an Ayurveda graduate and a PhD in Ayurveda biology. Dr. Subramanya, would you like to share your thoughts on the scope of this program for Ayurveda graduates?
Yeah, namaste. Good evening to everyone. Thanks, Dr. Vishnu, for making an opportunity to speak here. See, what I foresee the opportunity is at two levels. One is for those who are really interested in research, especially on the research in Ayurveda, very in-depth research in Ayurveda. Research, when I say research, it do not have boundary of science, a particular science. It needs the help from Ayurveda, it needs the help from modern biomedicine, it needs the help from basic biological sciences. For that purpose, for the individuals who are interested in research in Ayurveda, this MSc Life Sciences Ayurveda Biology is definitely going to help. That is one thing. And on the other hand, the second category, practitioners. People may be interested to only practice. Practice of what? Maybe Ayurveda only. But they want to know that the funda behind or the logic behind the concepts of Ayurveda, as well as the pharmacodynamics and kinetics of Ayurveda. For them also, it is going to help. Actually, we have very interesting discourses or discussions about how this particular course, Ayurveda Biology, is going to help to Ayurveda fraternity. But this is what the concretized idea of our discussions. Thank you, Vishnu.
Dr. Subramanya, in that there was a specific question from someone that any scope for Dravyaguna faculty. So since you are Dravyaguna,
yes. Yes. Dravyaguna faculty also can, get benefit out of this, because in regular Ayurveda courses, people study Rasapanchakas and the, how the mode of action of Ayurvedic material through Ayurveda or Ayurvedic understanding about that. Here in this course, the people will get an opportunity to understand the perspective, modern biomedicine perspective. I don't say modern biomedicine perspective, but the biological perspective or the biology perspective of Ayurvedic drug action. Definitely, the Ayurveda Dravyaguna fraternity is going to benefit from this course.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Subramanya. There is one question from Prerana. Any age limit for this program? There is no age limit for this program. The only criteria is you should have a degree completed certificate so that you can join for this program. And this program is open for postgraduates as well as other people if they are interested in, they are knowledge seekers. But the only thing is that this is a on-campus program. So there is no online classes. And there is another question from Smita Gonzalez that students from BSc Botany background can join this. Yes, of course. And Dr. Nair sir had already answered this. And yes, of course, but I would like to also emphasize that, and we need students from diverse background, because that is what enrich this program, and that interaction, that dialogue between different domains of life sciences, what is important in this program. So we encourage students from all biology backgrounds, including professionals, to apply for this program.
Yeah, I would like to add a word
please.
about the BSc Botany. I think what somebody from that background would appreciate in this course is a 360-degree, or at least an attempt at a 360-degree view on a plant, right? A plant exists on itself, and then human beings consume it, and then there is a lot of physiology that happens and so forth. And I think these are questions that might not really be addressed in the BSc level. So I think this course will give you an opportunity to look at human sciences in relationship to your plant knowledge. Thanks, Vishnu.
Thank you, Megha.
I'll also add that.
Oh yeah, please, sir. Please, sir.
I'll also add that the botany students will have a good understanding of medicinal plants, and then their versatile use for health and health-related properties. And then it's not only their use; they can understand with the Western biomedical protocols. That's why it is called transdisciplinary. You know, you will be using all Western technology, and with some understanding of the Indian science as well as Indian philosophy. That is the idea. That's what I feel, that any botany students will have very good future for this. Maybe I had last time also I told that we had a course on phytomedicine and technology in MG University. I was part of it. Nobody is still available for any. Everybody got job. Nobody is still without any job. And recently somebody called and told they are submitted PhD also after doing that one. So that is one positive part of this one. Secondly, maybe I might have been the first student who did biology in 1970, where people were not joining. I did my MSc biology in Pilani, BITS Pilani. At that time, everybody was thinking that what we will do with biology. But then that has taken me so many places. Now I am in TD only, maybe because I had that background. So there's no looking backward once you do this course. You'll have a lot of new ventures and new openings. As I am already a person who was already close 72, I am telling you from my experience that this will be a unique course for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And there is one question. I want to know more about the course and the type of classes. So here it's a little difficult to answer that in a very detailed way, but I have already discussed the different types of courses in each semester that we are going to handle for this program. So that is broad titles like all the fundamental courses of life science and some basic courses on Ayurveda. And the type of classes is something very important question. Thank you for that question. And we ensure that each and every class will have kind of a experiential learning kind of a process, where it can be sometime a lab, it can be sometime a visit to the some place, like we have ecology kind of programs, so they will be taken to the fields, and it will be an experiential learning. And in addition to that, as I was saying, this is a transdisciplinary program. We have included certain dedicated hours every week where we will all students, faculties, and sometimes the experts from invited people from outside TDU will join, and we will sit and discuss what is the transdisciplinary bridging, what is the kind of integration that is possible in those topics that we have discussed in every week. So this is how the concepts will be taken forward. And along with this, we have dedicated hours for practicals, which are structured practicals like any other MSc program, where the students will design a particular experiment. They will do from start to end of all these things, and they will really get hands-on experience in handling reagents, handling instruments, etc. So this is how our classes will be designed.
So I also want to add some more thing. Just for example, we got a course called One Health. One Health is a very, very important emerging area in the world. Maybe because we are using a lot of chemical medicine yourself as well as to the animals. So in One Health, we will be treating with, I don't know, so many people may not be knowing that the milk you are drinking may have antibiotics residue in that. So how we can stop it, and there are a lot of things new which one must look at it as the times pass on. Maybe AMR, antimicrobial resistance, is another silent pandemic as the corona which is happening nowadays. Maybe in next one will be the an AMR problem. AMR is going to kill around 10 million people in 2050. That's what we are telling. So now we are trying to make people to understand that what is the difficulty in AMR, and such things are discussed in this particular course. So, so it is not only that lot of practical understanding we will have, because most of the courses that we study in the traditional university, that you study it as for the studying, but this one you study with part of your life process. That's what we are thinking. So we'll have a different outlook on the life and life sciences itself. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Subramanian, there are two questions that somebody asked, and I request you to answer these two questions. One is, I am an MBBS graduate student and I'm interested in integrative and holistic health. How is this program helpful to me? And the second question, what is the difference between BAMS and Ayurveda biology? Dr. Subramanian, if you are there.
Yeah, I would like to take up the second question first.
Yeah, please.
So what is the difference between BAMS and Ayurveda biology, course Ayurveda biology? See, in BAMS, it is Pakka classical Ayurvedic course. Of course, supportive physiology, anatomy, and biochemistry, as well as some pharmacology, and even the medicine and surgery is also taught in BAMS course. However, the structure is in such a way that the applied part of Ayurveda, as well as the necessary knowledge from biological sciences is taken, and that is purely practice oriented, and it is according to the rules and regulations of CCIM, etc., and it enables the candidate to practice, and it enables a candidate with the BAMS degree to get a license to practice, whereas MSc Ayurveda biology is not like that. It gives you a knowledge, a crux of the knowledge of Ayurveda, as well as on the other side modern biology, and it enables you to have a comparative knowledge how to merge Ayurveda and modern biology. This kind of understanding is provided in Ayurveda biology. So it is pretty clear that BAMS is for practice, and it enables you to get a license to practice, whereas that is not possible in Ayurveda biology, but it gives you further deeper understanding about both Ayurveda and not modern biomedicine. Please understand, not modern biomedicine, but modern biology or biological sciences. Hope I have answered the second question. And the first question, a particular person passed MBBS and interested in preventive and wellness oriented.
Integrative and holistic health.
Integrative and holistic health. Yes, probably this particular course will enable you to understand the crux of Ayurveda wellness, or we say that Swasthya oriented approach from Ayurveda. And of course, the basic understanding, whatever required for a Ayurveda practitioner, or the basic skills of Ayurveda practice would not be taught in MSc Ayurveda biology by default. However, TDU has a hospital, 100-bed hospital, and there are practitioners. And if someone is really interested to understand, of course, I'm saying about the person one who has a medical degree, who want to have a skill of Ayurveda practice as well, you will be provided an opportunity to go and learn with the Ayurveda practitioners on how to practice Ayurveda in for wellness or for a integrative wellness practices. Frankly speaking, the hospital here in IIM Hospital in Bangalore is an integrative therapeutic center. So that skill also can be brought here.
Can I add one more thing into that? See,
Yes.
we got a one year research program where people who wanted to do a particular type of understanding, they can take up that subject and then do further research and then become an expert in that. That is a benefit of this particular course. May not be theoretically we are teaching them, but then 1 year research itself will give you credibility for learning the integrative part of it. That is one benefit. And even the first answer which Subramania has given is that, see, one or two clearly differentiate. As he said that one is for a practitioner course, this is for a science course. But what is the benefit of that one is that you can deepen your knowledge on your practice. That is the more important one. In the science part will get you more deeper into the subject what you are doing. That is the benefit of studying this one. I think that I added something more what he has added. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So these are some of the questions that we have received from the participants who have registered. And in addition to this, if there are any other questions, please you can ask. Attendees here can ask your questions. Yeah.
There's some question is, will they get a notification regarding?
That is that's a different program, Rajni Vijay. So this is on cell and molecular biology of Ayurveda. So that's a different program.
Yeah.
You can see our website and it will be updated in the website. So as of now, we have not decided the date. Okay. Any other questions?
Sir, I was going through the documents that need to be submitted in the single merged PDF while applying. Can we submit the CV also?
Yeah, of course. There is no problem in submitting the CV. Our requirement is the certificates because we need to verify that. And CV anyway, we will have a kind of a direct interview. So you can definitely put your CV, no problem. But don't forget to put your certificates. That's more important for us.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Yeah, this is open for further questions.
Biomedical science, of course.
Will I have any benefit after pursuing and completing this course in terms of placements provided? Biomedical and life sciences degree have been considered equivalent. Yes, the answer is yes. Dr. Megha, do you want to answer this?
Yeah,
yes.
I feel that it will be useful for them. Megha.
Yes, Palak, yeah. Nair sir, you can please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, because you are going to deepen your knowledge on life sciences than only biomedical. Biomedical have some whatever limitations there, we will be overcoming that limitation. So these are transdisciplinary understanding you are going to have it.
Yes.
So you will be more qualified and you will be more efficient in.
Yes, Palak, definitely there will be better chance for you, better benefit for you. And you can definitely think or understand that your way of understanding the biomedical science will be much better when you do this kind of a course, because you will be able to see biomedical fields or biology or biomedicine, all these things in a different way, from a holistic perspective as well as from a molecular perspective. And this is going to help you in designing better
Research
tools
program.
or methods, or translate things in a better way for the human health and well-being. So definitely people with this kind of an integrated degree will have a better chance in the future biomedical world. No doubt for that. Thank you, Pale. We have Dr. Mohan, our colleague, associate professor. He's a multiomics person. Dr. Mohan, do you want to add anything?
I think most of the things we have discussed. I think someone has asked about, I don't know why, specifically hydroponics and all. Yes, so one of our project is dealing with growing medicinal plants in both hydroponic as well as aeroponics methods. And so we don't have facility, but we are soon going to establish the facility of both.
Thank you. Any other questions from the attendees?
So I had another question.
Please.
Are we taught in the courses? Are we taught anything related to public health? Because
yes. We have a strong public health team with us, and we are bringing that expertise also into this course. So we have, I think I did not show that slide, I believe. We have 7 centers in our university: local health traditions and policy, Ayurveda biology. It's a very small team, but very strong team. And we have, this course is basically like we are all representing Ayurveda biology and holistic nutrition. We have conservation of natural resources. Professor Balakrishnan Nair sir is from ethno-veterinary science and practice. And we have functional genomics and bioinformatics. We have traditional knowledge, data science and informatics. We have clinical research and education. These are the 7 centers. And our local health tradition and policy team is doing a lot of work in the area of public health and related things. So that is included in the syllabus.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, we have almost maybe another 8 to 9 minutes left, so we can take a couple of more questions. Looks like there are no other. Yeah, please.
One last question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So I'm interested in research, but I'm also interested in policy making. And the course does offer one of the electives.
Yes. So electives are like open electives. So from TDU, based on the existing expertise, we are offering certain courses. But the student can select these elective courses from other partner institutes as well as from other online portals and all those places. And we have certain faculties who are interested in policy related aspects. Dr. Megha, who is here in this session, she is also a person who is interested in that, but unfortunately she cannot speak now. So yes, answer is definitely yes. And
we also need to embrace on policy matter, because
yes,
our department also need to do policy. Yeah.
Yes, Prerana, we will request you to please visit our website for the cell and molecular biology course details. Okay, so anybody want to add any points? Dr. Nair, Subramania, if I missed anything.
I think that we have covered almost that doubt. Only thing is that maybe it looks so varied course, but it will be a course which will be much more. When you join, you know that MSc is a course where you would enjoy and learn. That is what we are saying. And mostly we think that you should do and learn. That is the major idea we have. And different pedagogy will be there than any other universities. Because it not only giving lectures, it is the inclusive studies, inclusive growth, inclusive understanding.
Any questions? Somebody was
about to ask.
Yeah, please.
So that was me. I'm finally able to talk.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good evening, participants. This is Megha here. Very interesting questions, and I'd just like to add to what Vishnu has already said. Number one, research topic. Pick what you want. Develop it with our university. Pick a person outside. You just need a co-guide in TDU. That's our procedure, but you can pick whatever topic you would like. And I'd like to say that we would be one of the few places where you could combine research interests in two very different subjects. Two things that came up today were local health traditions, public health and policy making, both of which I'm actually sort of being able to get into because I'm at TDU, even though I trained in biochemistry. I just got back today from a field visit on a project for health using Ayurveda, on which I'm doing communications. So we have a very interesting environment to do many different projects. Second, about placements, we will be providing placement assistance. And what do I mean by that? We are a new course. We don't have placements on campus, and I doubt we'd ever have placements on campus. What we do have is a network. We have a network of people across the country who work in sort of very niche area. I'd like to talk about Dr. Balasubramaniam, who was recently honored at our convocation. He works with rice varieties, and he's been working with the growing different traditional rice varieties and the traditional systems of growing different rice varieties and Vriksha Ayurveda. Right? That is Ayurveda for plants. So that's the kind of stuff that we can do. If somebody comes to our class and says, look, I'm really interested in understanding how this can work in terms of ecology and food production, then we'd call up Dr. Balasubramaniam and ask him if there was a position that he could create, or if he had one or knew someone in the field. So like that, all of us at TDU have a vast network, both in the Ayurveda field, the practice field, the industry field, and we'll make phone calls for you. And then the last part about these subjects like policy making, we have a lot of partner institutes. We will lean on our partner institutes. For example, Institute of Bioinformatics and Applied Biotechnology is our partner institute, and they offer perhaps India's best bioinformatics and biotechnology courses that are completely related to data analytics and learning the various omics technology that exists today. And so we are actually partnering with them to develop our course content. We have Takshashila Institute, which is a policy school here in Bangalore. We also have Shrishti School of Art and Design. And so we do have immersion in lots of different places, including National Center for Biological Sciences, NCBSTIFR, which is about 20 minutes away from our campus. So we might be a small university, but I think combined together with all our faculty today, we have a very large footprint, and we will use that footprint to enable our students in pursuing whatever career goals they have. And I'd like to end with that. Thanks, Vishnu.
Thank you, Megha. So we have 3 more minutes. Maybe we can take 1 or 2 last questions, if anybody has. Okay, looks like there are no other questions. So may I request, Megha, you can just conclude with the last sentence.
I'd only conclude by saying that this program is going to be an adventure. So If you want to do something different and fun, come and explore the program with us.
Yeah.
Bye-bye and good night.
Thank you everybody for joining this session and for very interesting questions. And request all of you, please visit our website. So that's why I kept that as the last slide. Go to our website and apply for this program. Okay, thank you and good night.